Are you a graduate engineer looking to understand the process involved in transitioning from a graduate to a registered or professional engineer in Nigeria with the NSE and the COREN? If that is so, then it is important for you to watch this video to the end and also subscribe to the channel. After this, I'm going to be making series of videos explaining this topic. The two important bodies in registration of engineers in Nigeria is the COREN and also the NSE. Even though some people can find it difficult to differentiate or understand the aim and the objective of these two bodies. The NSE is the Nigerian Society of Engineers, while the COREN is the Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria. So therefore, NSE is mainly a voluntary association, non-governmental association for engineering profession in Nigeria by professional engineers, while COREN is a regulatory body that was established by an act of the federal government of Nigeria. The main aim of the NSE is to promote engineering profession, the competence of its members, and to provide a networking and professional development by focusing on welfare, interest of its member, organizing conferences, trainings, workshop in order to set standards for its member. So if you want to develop yourself as a professional, you want to know what is trending in the profession, and you also want to network with other professionals, then it is important that you join the Nigerian Society of Engineers as a body. But the aim of the COREN is to regulate and control the engineering practice in Nigeria. So what COREN does is that they register engineers and engineering firms. They also accredit engineering programs in universities and polytechnics and enforce professional standards and ethics. So if you want to be a professional engineer in Nigeria, you have to register with the COREN. But if you want to develop yourself, you want to network with other engineers, then you have to be a member of the NSE. So in this aspect, we are focusing on the registration. Why do we have to bring in the NSE here? This is because to register for the COREN, we have two major professional pathways as a graduate engineer that you can take to be a COREN member. As a graduate engineer, you can go through the COREN directly. All you need is you have to have a BSc or a B Engine in engineering and 4 years postgraduate experience. Out of these 4 years, your NYSC year can also count as one of the 4 years if you undergo your NYSC program in an engineering institution. That is the first professional pathway. The second professional pathway as a graduate engineer to be licensed is you go through the NSE first before the COREN. And for you to register with the NSE, you have to also have BSc in engineering or B Engine and 4 years postgraduate experience. After you fulfill all the requirements of the NSE, you can now apply for the COREN. These two pathways are important, and you can choose either of the two depending on your need, and also another important factor depending on your location. The first pathway, which is from graduate engineer directly to COREN, is quite simple. This involves applying for as an engineer on the COREN website, which is usually via their website, is online, but the exam and the interview is a physical exam. So you have to go to the designated location to write the exam and to take the interview. So because of this, getting your license can be faster in the sense that you don't have to go through the NSE before you apply to the COREN. So it tends to be a little bit faster compared to the second route. Another advantage is that once you get your COREN, you are certified as a COREN member, you can join the NSE later on and you'll be exempted from the NSE exam. You just go through the category A application. So if you are in the right location, this route can be cheaper for you. Before now, the COREN exam and interview are usually done in Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory. But at the moment, the location is being shifted among different parts of Nigeria. If you are in the right location, then you can time your exam and your application to that time where the exam will be held in your location, and then it might be cheaper for you in that sense. The second route is the NSE route before taking the COREN. So one big advantage of going through the NSE route before the COREN is that the application, the interview, and the exam is done virtually. So you don't have to travel to any location before you can apply. Once your application is approved and you become an NSE member, you don't need to write the COREN exam or the COREN interview anymore. You just apply to COREN with your NSE details and you will be licensed immediately. So here you can see we said the COREN licensing is faster. What we mean by that is if you already have your NSE, it takes shorter time for you to get your license. But if you don't have the NSE, you go through the direct route. Before you write the exam is going to be scheduled, the interview and all of that. So it takes longer time. For example, if going through the normal route, we give you 3 months before you get your license. If you already have NSE, it can take maybe 1 to 2 months. So it can be faster in brackets when you have your NSE first. So these are the two major routes for a BSc graduate or B-Engine graduate to register as a professional engineer in Nigeria. So in the next series of video on this topic, I'm going to be discussing about in details how you can register for NSE, all the requirements, all the details you need to know, and also from the NSE and then apply for the COREN, in which the process is 100% virtual. So that is the major advantage of the second route over the first one. Exam, interview, application, even for the COREN application, everything is virtual. So you don't have to travel to any location. So, and another reason why we're explaining that in detail is because that is the route I personally took. So I can give you more detail and hints on that. If you're a civil engineer and you want to learn about civil engineering design, you can visit our website, chefdinacademy.com. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, and you can also join our Telegram channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see the next video. Share this video and give it a like. See you in the next one.